O-Level Biology 5090, Paper 1, Variant 1, May June 2025. And in this video, we will discuss from question number 1 to 20. The question number 1 is the diagram shows a plant cell. What is the function of this cell? And in this diagram, you can see a cell which has cytoplasm, which has nucleus, which is long and protruding. So this is the root hair cell. This cell is the root hair cell. So what is the function of the cell? To carry mineral ions along stems. Mineral ion, this is the function of xylem vessels. So this is not the function of root cells. So A option is not correct. To photosynthesize. Root hair cells are present in the roots under the ground, so they cannot perform the process of photosynthesis. So B answer is also not correct. To take in carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide enters through stomatas, not through root hair cells into the soil. So to take in water, yes, this is the correct option. That is, the root hair cells absorbs the water from the soil, and the shape of this cell is to increase the surface area for more absorption. So D is the correct option. Now, question number 2. Question number 2 is there, and the diagram shows a structure that was absorbed using a microscope. So you can see a cell wall, cell membrane, DNA are plasmid, circular DNA, plasmid and ribosome, but nucleus is absent. Nucleus is absent over here. So what does the diagram show? An animal cell? No. Animal cell don't have the cell wall. So this option is not correct. A bacterium, as it has plasmid, a circular shaped plasmid, nucleus is not present, so it can be a bacterium or prokaryote cell. A plant cell? No. Plant cell don't have plasmids inside. So it is not correct. A virus is also, you can see, not a correct option because the viruses are not cells. They are not cellular structures. They don't have cell membrane, ribosomes, and the ability to carry out metabolic processes like protein synthesis and other functions. So virus is also not correct option. Only B, bacterium, is the correct option. Now question number 3 is there, and question number 3 is there is a diagram. The diagram shows the structure found in cell X. Cell X. Cell X is present over here, and this circle and this circle, they are overlapping each other. So it means cell membrane and cytoplasm are there, but there is no nucleus. So nucleus is not there. Our liver cell has the first option is A, as a you can say liver cell is an animal cell here which has a proper nucleus, cytoplasm and cell membrane. But here there are only two, cytoplasm and cell membrane present. So A is not a correct option. Second is red blood cell. Right? Red blood cell contains cell membrane and cytoplasm. They are bicircular concave in nature. So they don't have nucleus inside because they have to carry the oxygen. They on hemoglobin. So hemoglobin act as a carrier. So red blood cells function is to transport the oxygen. So they B is the correct option. Root hair cell. Root hair cells have nucleus inside, as you can see in the question number 1. So this is not the correct option. And next is the xylem vessel. No doubt, xylem vessels don't have proper nucleus, but they are made up of dead hollow tubes that also lack a cytoplasm. So cytoplasm is also not there. So xylem is not there. So B is the correct option, which is a red blood cell. Now moving towards the next question number 4. And question number 4 is, what is an example? What is an example of an organ? First of all, the first option is digestive system. This is system, not an organ. As you know, cell, many cells join together to make tissue. Tissues will make up an organ, and organs will make up organ system, and organ system will make up, many organ systems will make up one organism. So here you can see organ. Digestive system is formed from many organs. So A is not the correct option. Then eye. Eye is an organ. It is because the eye will make up an organ system, and blood is a tissue. So this is not correct option. Neuron is a cell. Neuron is a cell. So only here in this case, the answer is is B, which is eye, because the eye is a complex sensory organ made up of various specialized tissues. As for example, it is made up of muscles, nerve, connective tissues. So B is the correct option. Now question number 5 is there, and question number 5 is, a new type of small vertebrate with lungs is discovered. This is identified as reptile. Which vertebrate in the key is a reptile? Vertebrates with lungs. And further, body temperature varies with environmental temperatures, means constant body temperature. So we will move, because the reptiles are unable to maintain their body temperature, because reptiles are cold-blooded animals. Cold-blooded animals. So their body temperature varies with environmental temperature. So we will go on this side. So C and D, both options are incorrect. So A or B, we have to choose A and B. So we will move. A is moist, smooth skin. And moist, smooth skin is only in amphibians. No doubt their body temperature varies with the environmental temperature. They have moist, smooth skin rather than scales. So skin with scales. So B is the correct option, because The features of reptiles is their dry skin, dry and tough skin covered in scales or scutes. So B is the correct option. Now the next question is, molecules and ions can be moved into and out of the cells by active transport. Which statement about active transport is not correct? Active transport takes place only in plants. No, it can take place in both animals and plants. So, this statement is incorrect. Active transport moves molecules and ions against our concentration gradient. This is a true statement. So according to the answer, this is not, because which is not correct. So this is correct statement. So active transport uses energy to move molecules and ions. Again, this is the correct option. This is not the correct option, but this statement is true. Molecules and ions are moved across partially permeable membrane by active transport. Yes. So these B, C, D are the correct statements, and we have to find out which one is incorrect. So A is not correct. So A is the option or the answer of this question. Now we will move towards the next question. Frogs are amphibians and so have a partially permeable skin. They live in and near water, such as lakes and marshes. Where the water contains a low concentration of minerals they absorb by water, they need through their skin. So, what could happen to the frogs if they live in near water such as lakes and marshes where the water contains a low concentration of minerals. They absorb any water they need through their skin. Biologists are concerned that frogs living near coasts will be endangered if global warming leads to a rise in sea level. Sea water contains a high concentration of mineral ions. What would happen to the frogs if their habitat become flooded with seawater? So water would move into the frog by osmosis. Again, you will move. Seawater contain a high concentration of mineral ions. So less water potential will be there. So what will happen to the frogs if their habitat became flooded with seawater? If they came flooded with seawater, their body temperature, their body water will move out. You know, the water will always move from higher water potential towards the lower water potential. So the sea water will have the less water potential as comparison to their body. So A statement is not the correct option. Mineral ions would move out of the frog by diffusion. Mineral ions cannot move by the process of diffusion. So this is also incorrect answer. And then would move into the frog by diffusion. So water will not move by the process of diffusion. Water would move out of the frog by osmosis. Yes, water will move from its higher water potential towards the lower water potential by the process of osmosis. So D is the correct option. A, B, C are wrong. Now question number 9 is there. And question number 9 is, the diagram shows an enzyme molecule. Which diagram shows the substrate molecules for this enzyme? So we have to choose one substrate from any one of these. So you can see this shape. So according to this shape, the substrate which will fit, it will be of this shape. Let me draw it. You can see in this way. So it will be of this shape. So this shape goes with the A, B, because they have complementary shapes. Only A is the correct option. Only this shape will enter into the in this. So it will go with the A. Now question number 9 is there, and question number 9 is, the enzyme amylase catalyzes the breakdown of starch into maltose. The effect of different pH on the time it took for this breakdown to occur when all other variables were controlled was investigated. And which graph shows the results of the investigation? Time taken for reaction. So when all other different pH on time it took for the breakdown to occur when all other variables were controlled. So pH on x-axis is pH, and we have to, on the y-axis, time taken for reaction. So a enzyme amylase catalyzes the breakdown. So here you can see the different graphs. First of all, I will go with the graph A. So this shows time decreasing, time decreasing. First of all, time is increasing, and then it will go down. So the enzyme gets more and more efficient at higher pH levels. Higher pH levels without an optimum, which is not true for amylase. So A is not the correct option. Then graph B, you can see is the standard, you can see the B in B, this is curve, time is decreasing. So time is decreasing as the pH is increasing. Again, this is not the correct option. Then we will move towards the C. As pH is increasing, the time is also increasing. So the enzyme works best at very low pH and at acidic, and get worse at pH rises. So again, this is not the correct option. So it means D is there. As the pH is becoming neutral, the time taken for reaction is decreasing. So D is the, it means Low rate will be high time. So high rate, low time. Low time. So it means D is the correct choice because it represents the inverse relationship between the rate of reaction and the time taken. So the relationship in enzyme experiments, the rate of reaction and time taken are inversely proportional. So it will be neutral at 7. So this is the correct point where the enzyme amylase catalyzes the breakdown of starch into maltose. So this is the D is the correct option. Now question number 10 is there, and question number 10 is what are features of enzymes? What are features of enzymes? They act as specific substrates. Enzymes are act on specific substrates. Yes, they. This is the correct statement. The different substrates will have the different enzymes. So they are carbohydrates? No, they are not carbohydrates. They are protein in nature. They are made up of proteins. So they are catalysts. Yes, they act as biological catalysts. They are involved in some but not all metabolic reactions. They are involved in some but not in all metabolic reactions. No, again, this is not the correct option. So only 1 and 3 is correct. A is not correct, C is not correct, D is not correct. So only 1 and 3, and this is the option B. The correct option is B. Now moving towards the next question. And next question is, the diagram shows a transfer section through a leaf. You can see in which parts of the leaf can photosynthesis takes place. A is cuticle and upper epidermis. No photosynthesis in both of them. They don't have chloroplast. H is xylem. J is phloem. Again, no chloroplast, no photosynthesis. Now, G is the palisade mesophyll. K is spongy mesophyll. And M air spaces or intercellular spaces. Or intercellular spaces. So M is the guard cell. So only palisade mesophyll, spongy mesophyll, and guard cells contain chloroplast, and the process of photosynthesis will take place only in these three types of cell, but they have given only one option, K and L. Not correct option. E and F, again not correct option. G and M. Yes. So C is the correct option, and C is the correct option in which G, which is palisade mesophyll, and guard cells, both they have chloroplast, so the process of photosynthesis takes place in both of them. Now we will move towards the next question, and next question is a diagram as well. Which transfer section photomicrograph shows the position of the xylem and phloem in non-woody dicotyledonous trees? So you can see which transfer section, A and B, C, D. You can see in C and D a star-shaped structure, you know, this is xylem, and between the limbs of xylem phloem is there. So these are the roots. Both of they are the roots. So C and D both are not the correct option because we have to find out the dicotyledonous stem. So in dicotyledonous stem, the phloem outer, you can see in this way, the structure is in this way. Phloem, and this is xylem. Phloem is towards the epidermis, and xylem is towards the mesoderm. So according to this, you can see the A is the correct option because you can see phloem is towards the epidermis and xylem is towards the mesoderm. So B is also not correct option. So moving towards the next question, and next question is again a graphical representation. You can see students set up apparatus to measure the uptake of water by a leafy shoot. A leafy shoot has been shown into the diagram. So they recorded the position of air bubble at the start. They observed the apparatus for 10 minutes and recorded the distance traveled by the air bubble at 1 minute intervals. Then they switched on the fan pointed towards the leafy shoot and recorded the distance traveled by the air bubble from the start each minute for another 10 minutes. Which graph would they draw from their data? So you can see the four of these graphs. First of all, I will go with the graph 1. And here you can see the graph A. It shows as after a time interval, the distance is decreasing. As you can see, this is 15 and 10, and then and B, which is not a correct option. So after 10 minutes, the time is decreasing. It means when they on a fire, the distance should be increased because the reaction will become fast. So A is not correct option. In B, you can see after 10 minutes, it goes smooth. Again, the same answer, it should become very fast as distance is increasing as the time is increasing. No, because after owning a fan, switch on a fan, so after 10 minutes, you can see the distance is increasing. So it means D is the correct option. So the air bubbles will travel fastly. Their reaction will become very fast. It will move very fastly. So D is the correct option over here. Now, next question is the percentages of each of the gases in inspired and expired air are measured when a student is testing and when a student is exercising. The results are shown. You can see the gas, nitrogen, oxygen, and carbon dioxide. Percentage in inspired air 78%, nitrogen, oxygen 21%, and carbon dioxide is 0.04%. So percentage in expired air when resting 78, 16, 5.04. So percentage in a 78. So the nitrogen remains the same and oxygen as it is used up by the body. So it is decreased, which is from 21 to 16 and percent, and the percentage in expired air when expires. So it becomes 14.5. So carbon dioxide in inspired air is 0. But when it is expired, the body exhale out the carbon dioxide from the body. So its percentage is increased in expired air, which is 6.54%. So oxygen, which has been taken up, uh, we will move from the data. Which statement is not correct? Which statement is not correct? So the difference between the percentage of carbon dioxide in expired air when exercising and the expired is 1.5. 1.5, that is 0.05, 0.04. It was actual. So you can see 6.54, 5.04. It is over 5, 1.54 or 1.5. So this is the correct statement. Statement is correct. Option is not correct because we have to find out which is not correct. When resting the difference between the percentages of oxygen in inspired and expired air due to oxygen being used by respiration in the body. Air is due to when resting the difference between the percentage of oxygen in inspired and expired air is due to oxygen being used by respiration in the body. Oxygen is used up in the respiration. So again, this statement is correct. Inspired air contains 52.5 times more oxygen than carbon dioxide. More oxygen than carbon dioxide. So oxygen is 21%. And if we divide 21, if we divide 21 with 0.04, so the answer over here becomes 21 divided by 0.04. It is equal to 5 to 5 times. 5 to 5 times. And they have 52.5 times. No, it is 5 to 5 times. It means this statement is not correct. So the percentage of oxygen taken from inspired air is the same as the percentage of the carbon dioxide added to expired air when exercising. So it is almost, you can see, the percentage, it is about out 21 minus 16, it will equal to 5, and same will be as 5.04. So this statement is also correct. The percentage almost correct. So statement is correct. But so it means the C is not the correct option. It is according to the question, that is which is not correct. Statement is not correct. So the C statement is not correct. Question number 15. And question number 15 is, which balanced chemical equation shows the aerobic respiration? C6H12, 6 water, formation of this. So this statement is not the correct statement, because this is the, it shows the process of photosynthesis. 6 molecules of carbon dioxide join with 6 molecules of water to form 1 molecule of carbohydrates and 6 molecules of oxygen. So this is not correct. C6H12O6, it shows the anaerobic respiration. Again, this is not correct. C6H12O6 and the formation of carbon dioxide. Again, this is anaerobic respiration. Next, D is there. You can see the D option. This is the correct statement. So D is the correct option. You can see the aerobic respiration. 6 molecules of carbon dioxide, oxygen will help to break down the 1 molecule of carbohydrates into 6 molecules of carbon dioxide and 6 molecules of water. So this is the correct option. Question number 16. Blood is made up from a number of different components. The pie chart shows the percentage volume of each of the component of blood. So the dark color is shown. This is, and then light color shows the red blood cells, and white color shows the white blood cells. So what is the percentage volume of blood for the component that has the function of transporting oxygen? So we can see that if we draw a line in this way, you can see it is more than half. It means 55% is plasma. Plasma is 55%. And then 1%, only 1% is white blood cells. So the 44% is the red blood cells for the transportation. So plasma is always in majority, which has 50, which is 55%. So white blood cells and platelets make up a very small sliver. You can say it is less than 1% or around 1%. So C is the correct option. A, B, and D are not the correct option. What is the total number of atria and ventricles that the blood passes through during two complete circuits. So this question, two atrias are there and two ventricles are there. Atrium, ventricle, ventricle. So blood has to pass through them. Once in the form of oxygenated blood, and secondly, deoxygenated blood. Systemic circulation and pulmonary circulation, keep in mind. So due to these, if we calculate two circuits, the blood completes two full circuits. It must pass through those four chambers twice. So this is the reason it is called as double circulation. So these four, answer is 8. So C is the correct option because the blood has to pass twice through the heart. So the atria and total number of atria or ventricles will become double. So which is 8. Next question is question number 18, and question number 18 is the table shows the range of percentages of different types of tissue. Different type of tissues in the wall of the aorta of people of different ages. Collagen tissue is present in the walls of blood vessels to provide strength and support. So, which conclusion about the range of percentages is correct? In young, elastic tissues are uh, there and old as well. So the range of collagen tissues found in people of both age groups is 39. You can see the collagen 39. You can see the young age has a different range, that is 38 to 46, and old age also has a range which is 28 to 40. So they are saying that both of group is 39. So it do not show only one number, it shows a range. So according to this, the range of collagen tissue found in people of both age group is not 39. So there is not, this is not a correct option. The range of each type of tissue is smaller in old age than in the young age. Each range of each type of tissue is smaller in old age than in, you can see 38 to 46 and 14 to 21, whereas it is 28 to 40, 9 to 37. The range is greater as comparison to young age. So again, this is not the correct option. The range of muscle tissues in old cells is 4 times greater than in the young cells. The range of muscle tissues, you can see 9 to 37 and 14 to 21. So it is greater. If we 21 minus 14, so it is equal to 7, and same when we 37 minus 9, it is nearly equal to 8, 18. So I would like to say the muscle old adult is 4 times greater than in 28. So this is 7. 4s are 28. So it is 4 times greater. So C is the correct option. The range of elastic tissue in people of both age groups is the greatest of all three types of tissues. People of both age, not both groups, this is not greatest of both. Both of they have the different ranges. They don't have the equal range. So D, again, D is not the correct option. The both age groups is greatest of all three ages. No, because in elastic ranges in young is 8 and in old it is 12. So they don't have the same range. So the C is correct option in this question. Question number 19 is there, and question number 19 is the table shows information about the three different vessels P, Q, and R. So using the information from the table, what is the cross-sectional area of the lumen of the vein? Assume 3.14. So here you can see that the vessel R is, you can say thickness of the wall is greater. So it means this is artery, and vessel P is vein. So it is less than 1 micrometer. So this is capillary. So this is capillary. So we have to calculate the cross-sectional area. For this purpose, we will have diameter. First of all, diameter of P and vein, pi r square. So they have given the value of pi. So cross-sectional area 3.14, and then so it will be equal to, we calculate with the help of calculator. So it will be 3.14 millimeter. So we will calculate its value. So this is radius. So they have given us diameter, which is 5. So if we 3.14 and radius of 5 is 2.5 into 2.4. You can see this is the diameter, 5 millimeter. So radius will be half of this, which is 2.5. So if we multiply 19.6 millimeter square, it will be equal to. So the answer is 2.5, 2.5. So answer will become 19.6. A, C, and D are not the correct options. So you have to make it half, 5 by 2, 5 by 2, and 5 by 2. So the answer will be equal. to 19.6. Now the next question is, the table shows the number of deaths estimated to be due to smoking in England each year from 2009 to 2019. Using the information in the table, which statement is correct? The number of deaths decreased every year from 2009 to 2019. So the deaths are decreased every year. Number of deaths decreased but increased between 2011. You can see here the deaths are increasing. They are increasing from 78,600 and it is becoming 700. So this is not the correct statement. The number of deaths decreased by 9% between 2009 to 2019. So the number of deaths, they are decreased. As you can see, in 2009, they were 8 to 82,000, and in 2019 they were 7,4,600. So they are decreased by 7,400, they remain 7,400. And if we find their percentage, so it becomes equal to 9%. So let me calculate. Yes, it is nearly equal to, so we will calculate it to 7,400, 8,200. So it is equal to 9.2. So round about 9. So B is the correct option. The lowest number of deaths in 1 year occurred in 2018. No, you can see in 2019 the lowest death rate is in 2019. So again, this is not the correct option. The greatest decrease in the number of deaths in 1 year occurred between 2017 and 2018. 2017, it was in 2017 to 2018, decrease was, you can see, decrease was 800, and 2018 to 2019, the decrease was, if we minus these values, so it will become 2,400. 2,400. So it means the greatest decrease actually occurred between 2018 and 19, not in both of these. Not in both of these. So this is not the correct option. So this one is correct. This is not correct. So the B is the correct option. The B is the correct option. All other options are not correct. So it was all about from question number 1 to question number 20. Please like, share, and subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching.